Just think about all the things that you did not accept in this lifetime. Sometimes it's totally ridiculous. The phone is ringing. You scream at the phone because you don't want the phone to ring. You are not accepting the phone to ring. And so you're creating emotional wounds. As stupid as that. Okay, so let's make that ball bigger. And so add to that all the things that you did not accept in your past lives. Okay. What is reincarnation? It is used only for one thing. If we come here to learn, isn't it better if we can come here as many times as we need to learn? It serves only that purpose. Okay? If you don't believe in reincarnation, that's not a problem, because in fact, it's like one big life, because we never die. And so, it will enable you to understand why a baby that is born have its own personality, its own talents, its own qualities, and its own flaws. Where did that come from? It's not the education of the parents, because we are starting to realize, especially with the new kids, that you cannot do anything. You cannot make them choose what you want. They choose what they want. And why is that? It is only because the new kids that are coming, they are very old souls. They are coming here to help us. And so their energy field is old. And all these experiences that they had before is so well anchored in them that you cannot change them anything. You cannot make them change their beliefs. It's impossible. It was even hard for me. The ego is based on what? The ego is like a software. I remember I was into computers. So the ego is like a software. It means that we all have the same ego. How come we have different personalities? Let's get to that. The ego is a software. It needs a computer to run. The brain is a very good computer. A software never runs by itself. It needs data. And what is so bad in your past that happened that makes the ego react always the same way? Your emotional wounds. Even if you don't remember them, they are there in your energy. And that's what the ego uses to react always the same way. How can we make that stop? By liberating our emotional wounds. And that's what we'll do today. That's what I will teach you how. So it means that the personality that you think you have, the flaws that you think that you have, that you will have all your life, it's not true. My personality has changed a lot in the past 6 years because I liberated all my wounds. It took me 6 months to do it all. And so if I did it, you can too. One of the greatest lessons that we come here to learn as a creator, it is to be responsible for what we create. And so if you say, I do not accept this in my life, are you taking your responsibility? That's another lack of love towards yourself. And if we come here to learn, it's like if you say to life, I don't want to learn this. Another lack of love. Because we are creators, and the energy that we use to create is love, and love is the energy of life, well, everything that you create is alive, including your emotional wounds. And I like to say that they are like little monsters. They are like little monsters because you created them in a state where you were not happy. You were not at peace. And so, can they be at peace? No. And because they are your creatures and you are the creator, you have the responsibility to take care of them. And so, you did not want to accept what happened in your life. You did not want to live this. You did not want to be conscious of this. And so what happens? All that energy goes into the unconscious. And from times to times, these emotional wounds, these little monsters, they come back from the unconscious so that you can become conscious of them. Because if they stay in the unconscious, can you liberate them? No. You have to be conscious of them to be able to liberate them. And so from times to times, they come back into the conscious so that you take care of them. They make you feel their presence. And so that's why sometimes you feel bad and you don't know why. Because you believe it's you who feels bad, but it's not you. Does a divine being feel bad? No. So who's feeling bad? You should ask yourself that question. It's your emotional wounds. Your little monsters. And so if you escape by turning on the radio, by putting on the TV, by going on internet, by working like crazy, by doing anything else than listening, you're trying to escape taking care of your monsters. And so what happens with them? By ignoring them for so long, they finish to go back to the unconscious. Are you liberated? No. You're still stuck with them, and they will finally come up at some point or another. So there are many ways these emotional wounds will manifest so that you take care of them. And the first way is when we are in silence. That's why it's hard for certain people to stay in silence. Because these wounds are coming up so that you take care of them. Second manifestation is at night, through dreams. Not all the dreams, but a lot of dreams, it is our unconscious talking to us with symbols. And so what's in the unconscious? Our emotional wounds. Not only that, but a lot of it. And so we wake up at night, our heart is beating like crazy, we cannot go back to sleep for a long time, until we ignored our wound for so long that it finally go back to the unconscious, and then we can go back to sleep. But if you would take care of them right away, you would be able to go back to sleep right away. And I did it many times. It's working very well. Some nights I was able to liberate 10 wounds. So I would wake up, feel bad, realize that they are wounds, liberate them, go back to sleep right away. And then wake up a little bit later, same thing, 10 times, and wake up the next day totally fresh, like if I slept my whole night. Third manifestation, through others. Sometimes others are coming to us, telling us what's happening in their lives, and we're like this, oh no, I can't believe what's happening to you. We all do that. Do you see that there is something that does not make sense in what I just said? It's hard to see, if we all do that. We are not accepting what's happening to them. It's not even happening to us. And we are not helping them accept what happens in their lives. How come we feel so bad? Because the wounds that they are creating right now vibrate at a specific frequency, and it enters into resonance with wounds that we have. And so that's why we feel so bad and sometimes worse than them. How did you know that you were feeling worse than them? Telepathy. And so by taking the time to liberate your wounds right away, you will feel much better right away. So if you listen to your wounds when you're in silence, it does not hurt too much, and that's the carrot. If you listen to your wounds at night, it does not hurt too much neither, it's dreams. If you listen to your wounds through others, that is also the carrot, because it's not you living it for real, it's them. Then it has no choice but to manifest in the physical body, and then it hurts. The stick, disease, sickness, and accidents. How come accidents? Because the body was not able to hurt himself enough by himself, that he needed external help to give you the proper message that you need to have. The more it hurts, the bigger the lack of love. So the more love you need to give to yourself to fix the problem.